No, the curtains make it weird. Right. No, you're right. Right, you're right. The curtains do make this situation weird. That is what's what's weird.
Hey everybody, and welcome back, or if you're new here, my name is Brie and I love Animal Crossing. And if you follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/pg_Brie with two eyes, you will know that I am just absolutely obsessed with the Happy Home Paradise DLC. So today we are going to be redecorating my seasonal room, and I will be giving an updated review of the DLC 6 months later. Does it still hold up? Is it just as exciting as it was before? Have I found anything new since then? So if you know about my seasonal room, if you've been here for a while, I have my basement, and it kind of changes throughout the year. It's a spare room. I don't know what to do with it, so I just kind of keep it updated with the most recent furniture. And that was Bunny Day recently, as you will see. So the next thing that I want to do is actually incorporate some of the stuff that came with the big update in November and do a room that is themed with all of the glowing moss and vine furniture. So I think one of the most exciting parts about the update in general was the prospect of some new crafting materials, some new recipes, because I think at the point that the DLC came out, we had all been getting the same recipes for quite a while. So to have some brand new recipes, some brand new crafting materials, really exciting. And one of the great parts of the DLC island is the vines and glowing moss. You can get a bunch there, and they grow back. It does take some time. It is like a very slow regrowth, but they do indeed grow back. So you can harvest that stuff without worrying that you're never going to be able to pick it up again. I think another great decision that was made was to not lock anything, furniture-wise at least, behind the DLC. It might take a little bit more time if you don't have the DLC to get some of the furniture pieces because you only have Nook's Cranny as an option. Whereas if you have the DLC, then you have the option to go into work and see what they have for furniture available there as well. But I do like that they didn't make furniture DLC exclusive. I think that would have been a big turnoff for a lot of people. And a lot of the furniture I'm still finding brand new stuff that I haven't seen before. Even 6 months later, I'm getting stuff for the first time in my shop, so there is definitely a lot of content added, and to have it bring new things 6 months in, I think that's pretty good. Something I want to talk about for this DLC is obviously cost. So if you don't have the expanded Nintendo Online, then the DLC is $20. If you do have the expanded Nintendo Online, it comes with that. So what we did, I got a group of friends together. We have the max amount of people on the plan, and we just paid for the expanded online service since it's really, really inexpensive if you have the full number of people. With that being said, do I think that the DLC on its own is worth $20? I would say yes. Maybe this isn't financially the best way to look at things, but one of the things I like to do is how many hours am I getting out of this? Am I getting out of this enough hours to make it worthwhile? And I can say I have easily sunk more than 20 hours into the DLC. I've probably gotten closer to 30 at this point, I would say, just because designing each house can take me, up to 30, 45 minutes, depending on how intricate I want to make it or how stumped I am on the theme. So if you're looking at it that way, it's $1 per hour, and it kind of pays for itself pretty quickly. On that note, if you don't like decorating, if you already have Animal Crossing and you found, this isn't for me, I don't like designing things, I don't like decorating stuff, I would not recommend this DLC because that is all you are going to get. And if it's not something you like, you're not going to have a good time. I would not recommend buying this DLC if decorating stuff is not your jam. If you do like decorating stuff, though, it's pretty fun. I'm trying to get like a nice glowy vibe going in here. So all of this furniture that I'm putting out here, you can find the recipes just on your own without the DLC, but they're acquired a lot quicker with the DLC just because you have access to the DLC island, and the recipes that you find there are specifically related to the glowing moss and vines. So it's just a little quicker to get them that way rather than finding them without the DLC. Now, as for replayability, how many times can you really play the DLC without just getting totally sick of it? And again, this kind of depends on, well, how much do you like decorating stuff? Because if you don't like decorating, you'll probably do 10 houses and say, alright, that's great, but I don't want to pick this up ever again. If you do like decorating though, the way that you slowly unlock more resources throughout the DLC to use is pretty fun, and it can be kind of challenging if you go back and look at what you started with versus what you have now. I have a second island. Again, if you follow me on Twitch, you'll probably know this, but I have a second island where we just recently started the DLC, and trying to make really creative houses with really limited items is so hard, especially because I'll remember, oh, I have this great item, and then I'll realize I haven't unlocked it yet. So it's really challenging. I like the way that it makes you think about, okay, how can I make this theme come across without these certain things that I'm looking for? Another aspect that I love is the way that they were able to use the reward money in the DLC as a way to also earn bells. As someone who's pretty much done buying a lot of furniture from the DLC island, on this island at least, I love that I'm able to convert the Pokey to bells and use it to pay for other things at this point. Also, the requests that you get from the villagers, a lot of them are actually pretty unique. Yes, from time to time you can get two people that want something similar. One wants a garden, the other wants a nice outdoor space. It sounds like the same thing. But you do get a lot of different requests that bring you different unlocked resources. So I don't think that there's too much in there that gets really repetitive or makes you feel like you're just doing the same houses over and over again. Plus too, if you do get repeated goals or repeated themes, you can always try and find ways to make them different. For example, I've done a couple houses now that are different musical requests. And I modeled one after a recording studio, and then the other one I modeled after what I thought a celebrity's house might look like. So I guess the last part of this is, would I still recommend the DLC after 6 months has passed and I'm still invested in it? I would say yes. Even if I'm not designing houses every day, I'm still going back and I'm still trying to find different things to make. If I'm feeling extra creative, I love to try and redesign old stuff that I've done, see if I can take a challenge in a different direction. For a long time I was doing I really wanted to make super livable in houses, and after doing that for a little while I was like, you know what, I want to switch it up and I want to make really gimmicky houses. For example, you might have seen my beach house that was literally a beach inside of a house. 4 months ago I would have never even tried to do something like that because it just didn't seem like something that interested me very much. And now I can try all different things and even use it as a way to kind of challenge myself as a designer and home decorator. So it's fun to be able to look at things in a new light, play around with sizes of rooms. That's another thing that I've had a lot of fun doing lately, is making rooms either really small or really big, taking a huge amount of inspiration from the items that the characters provide to you. For example, we had Diana recently ask for a place where she could meditate, but all of the items she gave to us were a little on the witchier side. So we gave her a place that maybe a witch might like to meditate in. I've really been enjoying the DLC even 6 months later, so I would still definitely recommend it. At the end of the day, I do love the DLC. I think it was super well done and made me really excited to play Animal Crossing again. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and make sure you subscribe so that you do not miss any future adventures. Till next time, bye!
This is what you want. That? Is that what you want from me?